All right, good morning, everyone. Day 38. Today is Saturday, and today was a rest day.
Yes, today's a rest day.
Slept in till 9:30. Oh, it was so nice. Doing laundry today.
Laundry. You wanted to clean the windows or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit more boat work here. I'm gonna spend some time in the engine room today and look at everything that my untrained eye can see, and check all the fluid levels and make sure everything's good. I'm gonna Windex the windows or Rain-X the windows and just do little prep stuff. We're doing laundry and just kind of getting everything together, and
We're going to go out to dinner again tonight.
we're gonna go out to dinner tonight. So that'll be fun. So what we wanted to do today, because when we get to Florida, when we get over to the west coast of Florida, we're gonna press hard over the next 2 days. We get across the Gulf on Sunday, Monday get halfway to Fort Myers, and then Tuesday get into our home, and then kind of unload the boat. We've got a couple of days at home. When are we flying home? Back to Minnesota?
Friday morning.
Flying back to Minnesota on Friday. And so I've got some work stuff to do in there, and then we'll be flying back up to Minnesota to retrieve our car and spend some time with the kids, see some friends back up in Minnesota, and then head back down to Florida again right away. So our video logs on this one are going to be coming to an end pretty quick. We'll film.
That's so sad.
I know.
People are going to be so sad.
I know. But we'll film till we get to Fort Myers, and then we'll post those. But one thing that we did want to do a transparent wrap-up of the costs. You know, I know people are interested in that. The costs are what they are. If anybody ever wanted to do something like this, our experience is only our experience. It's not everybody's experience. Some people spend way more. Some people spend way less. And so it is what it is, and we knew that going in. What's interesting, though, when you see the numbers, is we could have probably shipped the boat on a transport truck from Minnesota to Florida for somewhere probably between $12,000 and $13,000. That's what it cost to transport this boat when we bought it from New York to Minnesota. Cost would probably be about the same, but it would. I'm not a fan of shipping boats. I mean, boats need to be run, and this trip, I wouldn't have traded this trip for anything. No. It was a good experience. So what we're going to do today is run down kind of the costs. Heather's been tracking all of our costs in different categories, and so we're going to show that to you. That'll be kind of really the only video that we post today. And like I said, this is just our experience. It's not anyone else's. So the first thing we'll show. Yep, that one. All right, so you can put that up, hold it. So the cost of our trip, and we're going to break it down. So the first one is laundry. All right, we spent $38.50 on laundry.
No, we did some laundry.
We did laundry on our boat, but we did all of our towels and heavy laundry.
Yeah.
We would pay.
Didn't put it in ours.
Yeah, most marinas have pay laundry machines. So that's what we spent on laundry over the last 38 days. Head pump outs, relatively cheap, $15 we spent on head pump outs.
I'm actually surprised, because most places when you have a transient slip, you get a
free
head
pump out. But so, 2 places we didn't.
Yeah.
On the other category we didn't take into account is tips, and I kind of know roughly what that is. Yeah. The next one were just medications. We had to get refills on meds. We spent $14.70 on medical.
That's pretty cheap.
It's real cheap. Clothes. So we bought some T-shirts along the way. I dressed like a slob, and so Heather wanted me to get 2 nice shirts just to have on the boat, so that when we go out to dinner or something like that, I don't look like a complete slob. We did spend $184.93 on clothes.
There you go.
All right.
Okay.
So that's the first categories. Next categories. Slip and dockage for the boat. All right, that's transient slips, spending one nights at marinas. We obviously had to spend longer nights at marinas. We spent $1,401 $1,069 on transient slips over the last 38 days.
And we've noticed the further south we're coming,
The more expensive it's getting.
And there are people that will anchor out, so
Right.
that cost could be
And
much
we
cheaper.
have only anchored out three times. All right, so every other night was spent at a marina. We've only anchored out 3 out of the 38 days. So we spent $1,401.69 on slips and dockage. We spent on groceries for this trip, and we've provisioned, so this 38 days, we spent $448.44.
And we still have food left.
And we have food left. We've got more than enough food left. We're probably going to have to take food off the boat and bring it home.
Yep.
On eating out at restaurants, we spent $429. $459.68 at restaurants over the past month. All right. Fuel. This is one of our biggest costs. It is our biggest cost. Fuel for the boat. Now we went how many miles?
1,664.3 miles.
That's how far we've gotten to here. Now tomorrow is 170 mile across the Gulf, and then we have about another 150 miles from Tampa to Fort Myers. So you'll add, 320 miles to that. So it'll just be under 2,000 total miles. We'll have an additional fuel cost. We'll have to fill up one more time, so I anticipate having to put in probably another 200 gallons. But to date, we've used 1,225 gallons of diesel for a total cost of $3,356.01. That's our biggest cost overall. So we have averaged better than 1 mile per gallon, and for the majority of the river run, the waterway rivers, we did much better than 1 mile a gallon. But further south, we did go on plane quite a bit, and used more fuel. Like yesterday, we from Mobile to here, we used 247 gallons of fuel, which, that was just in the last leg of the trip. So fuel, big cost.
And I wonder how much it would be compared to other years. I mean, was the cost of diesel less expensive this year compared to other years?
Yeah, I think, I think on average we probably spent, we spent a low of $2.02 a gallon, and that was in Demopolis, Alabama at that fuel dock. And we spent as high as $3.89 a gallon at Midway, I think it was. Yeah. It was really expensive. On average, I would say we've spent about $2.60 to $2.70 a gallon for diesel. So some years when fuel costs are real high, fuel is very expensive. Other years, and it really depends on the kind of boating you're doing. We are under a time crunch, and so we don't have the luxury of being able to do the best fuel economy on the boat and only do 50 miles, 60 miles a day. If we had done that, our fuel costs would be in half. So, all right. Last categories so far. Boat supplies. All right, this includes all the oil I bought, the filters, and other, like we bought a couple of bumpers and stuff at West Marine.
And
rope and just a few things that, other things that we bought. These are boat supplies. We've spent $2,099.85 on boat supplies. The biggest cost to that was all of the oil that I changed in Mobile. I spent almost $1,000 on filters and our transmission oil, because I'm particular about
and
putting.
Engine oil.
Well, that was just It was over $900 at Legendary Marine just for the transmission. That didn't have. So we almost spent $1,000 of that just to be able to do the transmission oils again after we hit the lock. And that was an insurance policy, but I'm very particular about the oil I put in my transmissions. I use Volvo Penta OEM oil for that. It's worth the money to me to put Volvo Penta oil in it. And I did buy 9 gallons of engine oil at $20 a gallon. So that's another 180. But that boat supply is $2,099. All right, primarily that's oil and filters. And then the boat repairs is the last category. Now,
So this is just the
this
props.
does not include the last boat repair we had. We haven't received that bill from them, from Saunders, but I anticipate that'll be about $1,000. I would think we probably have 4 hours worth of labor at $140 or $150 an hour, and then the parts. I don't think they'll charge us for slip there. We were just tied up against a wall, but probably in the neighborhood of $600 to $1,000. It's a rough estimate. Anyway, boat repairs. This is Mobile, $2,280.64. That was prop repairs, haul outs, and for them to change it. That was our bill at Mobile. The total cost of our trip so far, minus the bill that we have to get from Saunders, and then the last 3 days of the trip, we'll have some additional marina and slip fees, and we'll have some additional fuel costs. But right now, to date, we've spent $299.41 in the past 38 days. So
There you have it.
that is the cost of doing
That's our cost.
That's our
Like
cost.
you said in the beginning, it could be up or down
right.
for other people.
Other people could be more. If your boat's not diesel, you're going to spend more on fuel. Premium unleaded fuel at these marinas. Like here, diesel's $2.56 a gallon. Premium unleaded marine gas is $3.39 a gallon. So, if you're a gas boat, you're going to spend more on fuel. But if you have a smaller boat, you spend a lot less on dockage. So the bigger your boat, the more you spend on dockage. Anyway, that's the cost. We wanted to be transparent with that. It is what it is. I mean, it's, but it was almost a wash. I mean, by the time we get home, it'll be about the same price as shipping the.
A little bit cheaper.
Yeah. Now, if we hadn't hit the log.
Right.
If we hadn't hit
Or
the
if
log.
Belt
And the belt hadn't gone.
Didn't break.
We'd be about $3,000 less than that. So, but it is what it is. I was a little shocked to see Heather added it up, and she goes, "You'll never guess how much we've spent so far in the past 38 days." I was a little shocked. I was going to guess somewhere about $7,500, but yeah. Thank you for doing that. So, anyway. Just wanted to give you guys that update. That really, I think, is going to be our only video. We'll post this. We're not going to... There's really nothing else to show down here. Tomorrow is the big day. Are you anxious about that?
I'm not anxious. It's the unknown again.
Yeah, unknown. 170 miles of open ocean.
But we'll be fine when
We got a
our
buddy boat.
I would never do it by ourselves.
Yeah, we got a buddy boat, so that's the way to do it.
And they're going, we're going exactly the same spot. Once
Yeah.
we cross and we go, when we get to Clearwater, we're turning left and they're turning right.
So, yeah. And so that'll be good. And we'll stay close. We'll stay certainly within radio range of each other in case there's any problems, so we can help each other out. And the only challenge will be their boat goes, when they are at, pushing it, they go about 18 miles an hour. My boat does 12 miles an hour pretty fuel efficiently, but then I have to go about 22 miles an hour to get on plane to get another fuel efficient. I don't really have an in-between between 12 and 22 because I don't get on plane and I just push water push just tons of water. The boat doesn't do well between those speeds. It's just not fuel efficient and the ride is not very good. So we'll probably go fast for a while and then we'll go slow and they'll catch up and pass us and then we'll go fast for a while, and so
We're back and forth. But
yeah, back and forth. That's okay. So
And we've seen dolphins on our way here. Just having a hard time
those bastards are hard to catch.
getting video or pictures of them. So maybe
Tomorrow
see
we'll
get better luck.
get better luck seeing dolphins out there. We've seen plenty of them, but
Cute.
they are cute. Meraki, our buddy boat, they have a semi-displacement hull, meaning that they have a big keel on their boat, and so they get sort of on plane. That's what it means, semi-displacement. They'll get sort of on plane when they go 18 miles an hour, but not like the kind of plane that we get. We sit on top of the water and go fast. They slice through the water and go sort of fast. But they put out a huge wake. It's like a wake boat behind their boat, and the dolphins really like playing in their wake. We don't create as big a wake. If I were to try to go 16 miles an hour and it's not a good speed for us, we would create a pretty big wake and the dolphins might play behind us, but it's just, anyway, they see a lot of dolphins playing in their wakes. We haven't seen that yet, so. All right.
I think that's about it.
That's about it for day 38. We will fill you in how the crossing goes. We'll probably film tomorrow while we're driving, and Heather will film out in the ocean, and
Nothing to see.
be blue water. We won't have brown tannin water. It'll be blue. It'll be exciting. I'm excited for it. So, all right. Well, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your weekend, and we will talk to you all later. Bye.